last week I said it was going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but yesterday I had a very long appointment at the cancer center. It took a lot longer than it was taking. I had to get more blood. So it normally takes like about an hour and a half, but it ended up taking most of the morning. I apologize. I said it was going to come back. By the time I got back, it was afternoon and I hadn't even cut out the project. So I was like, all right, we're going to have to wait until Tuesday. So today's project is from a free file that was given to us over the weekend from Mary at SVG Cut. So I want to go over there. Now, it's very possible that it's no longer a free. In fact, I know it's probably not a free item anymore. She did extend her Monday Christmas box card. So if you really like this project, you can get it. It's part of a group of box cards that she created. So right here, if you go under Christmas box cards, you'll see it's part of this group. It's just called Christmas Box Cards SVG. But there are others that I wanted to show you. She has a group of them. There's this one, more Christmas box cards. There's this one that called Yuletide box cards. And the one that has the snow globe is actually the one where this free one is from. So this is the free one that we're going to do. And if you have a look at it, you can see that she's made a lot of changes to, well, I wouldn't say changes, but she's added a lot of patterns and little embellies and different. She did some, what do you call it? Embossing, like in a folder on some of these things. When I put mine together, and I'm going to show you mine, but I wasn't really happy with what I chose because I couldn't find some of my Christmas or my winter paper. So I actually cut out a bunch of different things for putting this together for ourselves. Now, if you get a file from an outside vendor, which in this case is the case. So if you've never done like an outside vendor, what you do is you actually purchase, or in this case it was free. So you'd go ahead and you'd add it to your bag, and then you'd go through, if it was free, that sort of thing, check out. And then I'm going to just go into my account here so you can see after you do a pay or whatever. Let's have a look at, this is the one that I downloaded for free, Christmas tree box card. So what you're going to want to do is after you've placed the order, and in that I mean, if it's free, you still are placing an order, okay? So once you've done that, you're going to come here and you're going to download this file, okay? So you're going to download this file and you're going to make note of the name, which is Christmas tree box card, okay? And then you're going to go to your particular computer files, because that's where it's going to go. And in this case, I see it and it is zipped, which means that it's closed up. You cannot open it without a unzipping tool. Now, most computers have unzipping tools now built into their computers, but I did see somebody in the comments right before coming on. I think it was Carol. And she was saying she was having trouble opening it. I wanted to say that I did have trouble opening some of Mary's files that were older. And so I'm thinking perhaps you are trying to open it on an iPad. And if I had trouble on my iPad doing it, but I had no trouble on my computer. So I thought that I would mention that if you were trying to open it on the iPad, you may need to go to your laptop or your regular computer to open it first. Okay. Hi, Babs. Oh, dental appointment. That's important. Okay, so when you get it, you have to unzip it. In this case, I'm just going to click on it, and by clicking on it, it creates a folder that I can now look at, okay? And then I can just go ahead and delete that zip file. I no longer need it. So what you get in this file is you're going to get this PDF menu, which is this. This is what I use to figure out what colors and things like that. Unfortunately, the when I print it on my printer, the picture doesn't come in very great, very good. So I also will go and look at the original picture, because I think that it shows better like what she's done, which is what I told you, that she used like some different design elements. But once you have it open, you're going to go to your Cricut design space. So here's my design space. I'm going to just go ahead and hit save, because when there's a little star next to the name, it means you have to save it. Okay, just so these little things, you know, but if it means that you've made some changes to your original file, so you have to save it. So if you see the star, make sure you do save. I think there is a stopgap measure in there that will tell you you haven't saved this if you wanted to open up a different one. So then what you would do, let's just go new, and we're going to hit upload. Okay, when we hit upload, we're going to choose this little button that says upload image, and then we're going to hit browse. Now on browse, we're going to go to our downloads, and we're going to find the Christmas tree box card by SVG Cuts, and then we're going to look at this SVG files. Now, what I would suggest, you could bring all of these different pieces together and upload them separately. But the cool thing about Mary, okay, Benji, I already gave you enough treats. No more treats, okay? The cool thing about this file is if you go under the extras, you can get the entire file all together, all the different cards, and you can choose two different ways of doing that. You can do separated, or in this case, it's the second one is like connected. So I choose the separated one, and then I hit open, and then there's my image with all of my, so I'm going to hit upload, right? And then it's easy as taking your upload image and adding it to your canvas. So here's my uploaded image that I've added to my canvas. Benjamin, stop, please. You've already had so many treats. No more. He's like a little baby. He loves treats. Okay, so here is the entire thing, and what you're going to want to do is ungroup this, because you're going to make some changes. We've got a nice envelope, a nice square envelope that has these dashed cut lines right here. There's also these pieces which are part of the box card elements that have these dashed cut lines as well. So what you need to do in all of these pieces that have the dashed cut lines is you need to come down here to attach. Bab's saying, I know, they're always hungry. They're always hungry, these dogs. And if you just feed them all, you know, every time they ask for food, they would be footballs. They would be so fat. But he's a particularly interesting one because he just loves treats. He doesn't like to eat. He's more of an hors d'oeuvres kind of a dog, I guess. So anyway, what you're going to want to do is take all of these dash cut line pieces, and you're going to select them individually, and then you're going to come down here to the bottom. Let me see if I can show it to you. There's a paper clip here. So that it says attach, and that's what you're going to do is attach. Now, if you forget to do this, if you forget to do the attaching, when you go to make it, let me see if I can show you. When you go to make it, you will see there are no score lines on the envelope, but here's the score line for the envelope. It's going to cut this, simply do the score line. So that's how you know you messed up, and you got to go back and you have to go ahead and attach those score lines. Let's go and look again, hit make it. And here our score lines are attached to the envelope. So we need to do that for any element that has these dashed score lines. So we hit attach. Okay. Now I struggled because I was trying to beat the clock, but I did struggle with this file because it was almost like I was like, red, there were three different color reds, and then I started thinking, oh, okay, maybe I need to use patterns here, and then the green, I was like, well, what's going on here? And so what I did is I ended up cutting it out a couple of times, and I'm going to show you what I ended up with, or what I ended coming up with. Okay, so that's all you need to do, and then you just cut it. But I will say the majority of the work is picking out the right paper. If you cut this out in all solids, it wouldn't look as fancy as it could. And you might like all solids, but there's a lot of really fun things that you can do if you add a little bit of gold foil or a little glitter cardstock or even some patterns. Okay, so let's have a look. And so this was my first attempt, and I didn't like this, even though it's cute, I did not like this pattern. I did like that I found this Mercury Glass paper that I've been hoarding for many years. So I did like that. So I wanted to do that again. And then this gold, I was sort of up in the air about because it was very crinkly. It wasn't like a really fancy gold that I wanted to do. And then the stars I thought could have been gold as well. And I just want to point out that you on the back here and on our upload, there is a place where you could put a sentiment, and you could write a sentiment on this if you wanted to with your Cricut, or you can hand do a sentiment, or you could stamp something. So there's a lot of like personalization that you can do on this file. Okay, so let's go to putting this together. So again, this is the PDF. I would strongly advise you to either print or have this available, because she in her PDFs will show you how the layouts are supposed to go together. She does have videos of her projects, but she tends to do them as a kit. So what you'd have to do if you wanted to find this is to look up Christmas box cards, which is the name of the entire kit, and then sort of scroll or find this particular card so you can see how she makes it. But I find having the PDF is fine. Okay, so here's all the stuff that I cut out. First of all, I cut out a couple of envelopes. Look at how big this is. I really do think, and it will fit in there. Let's have a look. See it. So I didn't change the size, so I'm assuming it's going to fit. And oof, you might have to, let's see. How am I not getting this in? Oh, okay. Here we go. Gotta be very careful with the flaps. And there it goes. Now, if you are sending these by the mail, which I mostly, if I'm making box cards, I actually use them, and I usually just hand give them out, hand deliver them. There we go. But if you were to mail this, do make sure that you go to the post office and make sure that they do like either hand cancel or special size, because this is really rather big. Let's see how much. Let's see. It is 7 by 7, which is really oversized. Okay, so keep that in mind if you are going to mail it. Also, if you are going to mail something like a box card, I would ask them to hand cancel it, because they're, you know, sometimes they go through the machines and they really squish what's inside. You know, I've noticed that when people send me cards, sometimes if they put embellishments on them, that things get sort of like wonky in the envelope. So not that I don't appreciate them, I absolutely do. So here is our envelope, just to show you how you would close it. I would put these two little side pieces in, and you could choose if you wanted to. You could probably put a little bit of glue here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some double stick tape on the bottom edge. Here we go, on the bottom edge there. And remember what I told you about double stick tape? There are a lot of very expensive double stick tapes out there, but I've tried them all, and to be really honest with you, it's just tape. And you can buy like 12 rolls for like the cost of some of these fancy ones. And so I'm always looking to save money, so I would recommend that you go ahead and you go ahead and buy them as like a major, like a lot of them, like, and you can find them on Amazon, by the way. And I do think that double stick tape is available at Dollar Tree as well. So there's our envelope, which is really, I love using my pattern paper for the envelope. So there we go. Now let's have a look at all of our different pieces. So a box card is, for people who've never done a box card is basically a card that is three-dimensional when you open it up, but you're able to mail it flat, or at least put it in an envelope. And then we achieve that by creating a box around. It doesn't have to necessarily be a box. I've seen other different sizes, but and then inside of the box are these different insertions or inserts, right? And you see here, this is labeled 1 and this is labeled 2. So let's work on the outside bit, which is this, that's creating the actual box for our box card. So there are our dash cut lines, and that's where we're going to fold, is right there. And by the way, there are a lot of files. If you only have a Joy, there are a lot of files I'm finding that are Joy friendly, except maybe the envelopes, which you could always hand do an envelope. So so just keep that in mind. If you do have a Joy, it doesn't exclude you completely from having from being able to do some of these SVGs, okay? So you notice that there are these tabs right here. I'm going to grab my glue, and I am going to connect these two pieces by the tabs. So let's go ahead and do that. And why isn't my glue working? There we go. See if it will work now. We want the tabs to be on the inside. Nope. 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 Okay, we want the tabs to be on the inside, and we're going to connect it as best we can to make sure it's really, really up against that seam, because it's a box, and so you know boxes need to be like easy, they need to be able to fold on itself like this. Okay, so there's our first seam, and then this is going to be our second seam. Now I did notice with this one it's ever so slightly bigger, causing a little bit of overlap. It's like not, it's like 1/16 bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to avoid this end piece just so that my box card does lay flat, and that nobody will notice that part. All right, so let's do it this way. Okay. Now, let's talk about the box part, how we decorate it. So, as I mentioned, there is on the back this piece that you can use to either hand stamp, or you can, if you want, you can have your machine put a sentiment, or you could write out a sentiment. It doesn't matter, but that's what this is for. If you didn't want to do a sentiment or something, you could certainly cut this out as a pattern, and just so that it doesn't look blank on the back. There we go. So there's the back. And let's turn it over, and then let's have a look at these gold pieces that I cut out. I like the gold because it's a little bit reflective. As I mentioned, I first cut it out with this, and I don't know if this was like manufactured this way or if it just happened, but it's all like crinkly, and I thought, I really prefer the straight gold, so I'm going to use that one for this. Let's put some glue on the back of that. And thank you all for coming today. I know I was like in a hurry to get started. I apologize, but I was like feeling like, oh, I told them Monday and now it's Tuesday. So anyway, I also have some really more good news. Man, I am full of good news. So if anybody's that's been following my journey, they know that I have metastatic breast cancer, and in September I had a scare that it had moved to my spine, which ended up not being the case, but also it sort of incapacitated me for a while. So so I'm doing much better, and I did need to get some extra blood, because the chemo does kind of do a number on my red blood cells. But I just this morning saw in my blood work that the cancer markers, which are these are basically, you know, that's how they test to see if the cancer is, you know, sort of floating around in your body. My cancer markers are down so much. Like one of them at the maximum was at almost 3,000 units, and now recently it's down to 600, and then the other one also as high as 3,000 is down to 400. So so I'm making progress. If you're people that are praying or thinking of me, sending me, it's working. It's working, you guys. So keep it coming. All right, keep it coming. I so appreciate it, and honestly, I do believe in the power of prayer, and I also believe that you don't have to be any particular denomination or even you know, religion to pray, and I just think that there is so much power in it. So here I am putting some red glitter. I'm not even sure I like this red glitter with this color red, but well, you know, I might be getting a little bit too picky. Yeah, I know. I'm just so excited about that news, and there is a little bit of, I don't want to call it survivor's guilt because I haven't survived yet, but there is a little bit of feeling, I think, of like, you know, other people who have been going through this and they've lost loved ones, and I apologize for that, but you know, I don't know. This is just a terrible disease. It's just awful. So, yeah. Okay, so now that we've got the box all ready, we've got our inside back, and then we have the back pieces, and then we have these little flaps, I suppose. And again, this is what I mean. You can choose whatever you want. If you wanted to use glitter, if you wanted to use foil, if you didn't want to use the white in the back, there's a lot there. But you do have to sort of think about it before you cut so that you know what you're cutting out. Okay? So then we can move on to the inserts. Now, this one has actually 3 inserts. So we've got, let's look at this. We've got this one, which is 2, and this one is marked as 1. And then there's this one, which is a train. So the little embellishments that come with the train are these little red pieces like this that go like this. And I'm going to look at my original because I want to make sure that I'm doing it right. Yeah, so there are 2 pieces that are cut out in red, and I know that they're here. And actually I want to show you this one too. Okay, so I know that they're here, but I don't see the, oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, so this is the red little things. But then I looked at the picture and I thought this would look really cute if I put some wheels on here. So I found these enamel dots and I thought, we'll try those. Okay, so we'll try them. So we're going to put these pieces together. And let's see. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enamel dots. And we have here 5 different colors. So we're going to have to overlap. But these enamel dots, you can buy these. This is Echo Park, but you don't have to buy them. These are actually adhesive. So let's see. We're going to have to sort of pick them off, I guess. And let me get my tweezers because they're so small. Let's put that, very small. Oops. Let's put that one there. I don't know if we're going to pick them off this way or... This embellishments are where you make a project be your own. So this, you know, no one will have the same design, but that's what's fun. So if you wanted to put rhinestones on here or little metallic pieces, you could certainly do that. That's the same, it looks like the same color. So I'm going to move this one over. Come on. There we go. Now they do have adhesive, but you see I'm moving it all around. So I don't know if you want to put a little bit more glue on there or not. Up to you. Here we go. And let's do, I guess, let's do this green. This is darker. Let's do that here. All right. Now, I misspoke because I said that, so cute. I said that there were 3 inserts, but there's actually 4 on this project. I forgot to show you the 4th one, which from my original, you can see it. Here we go. Move this over. So this is our first one. Boop, stay. Okay. Okay. And this is actually going to be the insert that goes behind this, just like that. So I cut out my stars. First I cut them out in yellow, but then I thought, you know, they really need to be gold. So I did cut them out in gold. So let's go ahead and stick this on here. Just like that. Okay. So these are going to get connected together. You could either do this before or after you put them into the card. Let's do it before. Let's, no, after. Let's do it after. Okay, so here's our first insert, and we're going to just put that right there. Now, obviously, we have those little embellishments, but you want to get it as close to the edge as possible. So we're going to glue this part right here and hold it in place. I love the use of the front and also of the back as one of the inserts. It just smart. It's smart, and Mary does that a lot. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be going back to Design Space, and we're going to be making these really cute Rob and Bob ornament cards that we've done, or we did a couple of them, but there are 4. I'm going to show you where to find them so you can cut ahead of time if you want. So there's our first insert. Basically, those are not numbered, but isn't that cute, using the front of the box card, and it still folds flat, so we could put it in an envelope. All right, let's work on the next 2, or the other 2 inserts. Now you'll see here oh, it does have this. I did not see that. I have my train going the opposite way. Oh well. Still looks cute. And so, but here's the insert 2 layers. Now here's the insert 1. And you'll notice it has these little bits here for the tree, and then also the ornament hooks or hangers. So that's what we're going to do here. I actually cut out in glitter because I had liked, I was like, I actually had a little moment yesterday. I was like, do I have red glitter cardstock? I could not find it. And my studio is such a mess because I haven't been doing anything, and just things get piled up, and it's just kind of crazy. But if you do use glitter and then you want to glue something over it, I did eventually find my red, and I had plenty. But if you do use glitter and you want to put something over it, make sure you're using enough glue, because in this case, this little ornament holder, the glitter is a little rough, so you need to make sure that it's gonna stick. That's the only time I would advocate using a lot of glue, as most of the time just a little tiny bit of glue is fine. Okay, so then we're going to put these ornament hangers on to the other 2 balls, right? Christmas balls, I guess. I don't know. What are they called? Who knows? Bulbs? No, balls. I guess maybe balls. All right, so here's my 2 ornament holders. And then we also have to do the top of the tree. And I've also cut out, I believe it's for this. Yeah, I think it's this. Huh. Yeah, but no. Oh, okay, okay. I'm like, all right. So this piece is going to go on here because we don't have a Christmas tree be red. All right, Rita, get with the program. uh, like a little puzzle, right? Uh, my mom and I have been spending a lot of time together, which is nice. But she loves to watch the Hallmark Channel, and I got to tell you, I've never watched it before, but oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm watching it and I'm talking to the television. I'm like, this is so formulaic. It's always a girl coming from the big city, and she's trying to make her way, and then she comes home and at least one of her parents has died, and then she meets like this rough and you know, handyman type guy in her hometown, and it's never, you know, I don't know, it's always in some like place like upstate New York or Indiana, or I don't know. It's just kind of funny. I'm just like, there's such a formula to this. Uh, I could write these stories. I just think it's kind of funny, but she loves them, so we watch them. So there is our, um, okay, see you later. See you later, Babs. There, yes, you have a lavender tree. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. So Loretta, she sent me a couple of emails, and showed the you know, we did that tipsy turkey, and she put a wobble on it on the front part, and it was hilarious, so adorable. So if you are planning on making that, use your little wobbles that we got for that. So cute. I wish I thought of it. But no, Loretta did. So cute. Anyway, so there is our first insert done. We'll just go ahead and put it aside, and we'll do the second insert, which is this Christmas tree. And this Christmas tree has these pieces of Mercury Glass paper. Do you know, have you, and I cut out actually more than enough here. Mercury Glass is a very old-fashioned kind of glass technique, and it leads to like sort of almost like crackling in the glass. So that's what this is, and I've been hoarding this paper for years. I don't know, maybe they still sell it, but I've been hoarding it for years, and I thought, this is a little old-fashioned. This actually reminds me of, do you guys remember the Christmas story, the Higbees? Higbees, a Christmas story where the kids are sitting at the window of Higbees, or you know, whatever. Maybe as a kid you remember that, but like they used to put these window displays up, and they put all the toys in the window, and you know, the kids would be out there like practically sticking their faces on to the onto the glass to see all the different things that they had and what they're going to ask Santa for. I missed that part um of childhood. Like when Owen was little, he was actually afraid of Santa Claus after a time, so we ended up not going. But our Santa Claus was in the mall, and we used to have a couple of really nice department stores, Filene's and Jordan Marsh. Jordan Marsh was my favorite. And they had, it was just like really nice old-fashioned decorations, and people are like, where are those decorations? Because they had this like Victorian home thing that they did. So apparently it's at a furniture store in Avon, Mass, but I don't even know where Avon is. Okay. All right. So this one was fairly easy. I put the Mercury glass there, and now I'm going to fold these two inserts. So there's our one and there's our two. And I'm actually going to take and fold these forward. Okay. And I'm going to put the glue on this side. Now, the reason why I'm going to do that is because it's going to allow me to accurately place these in here, because we want them to be sort of lined up. We want them to be straight so that we're able to fold the card. So this is how I would do it. I don't know, people might do it differently. Okay, so here is insert number one, and I'm going to take and fold those in, and I'm going to be careful to place these really up against, I hope I can show you, but like up against that back piece, like that, and on this side as well. Let's see, do we get that right? Now, in theory, this should fold. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, but give it a good, back and forth. So there is our first insert, just so you can see. I'll show you all around. Marshall Field in Chicago, yeah. Yeah, I like that glitter. I thought my original one, it just looked kind of plain, and I didn't realize, I guess I didn't realize all the pieces and where they went. So, okay, now we got the second one that needs to go in. So we're going to fold those tabs, and we are going to put some glue on the, I guess these the outside of the tab. That's what I would call it. And we're going to carefully place this in here. And you do need to be a little bit, there we go. A little bit, Well, I did it wrong. You did it wrong. That's okay. It's okay, Rita. All right. I might need a little more glue on there because I kind of did it wrong. All right. Yeah, see, it's kind of sticking up a little bit and making it a little hard to fold. All right, but I think it's going to fold just fine. All right, there we go. So that is actually it. I know there's like a lot of different card folding and card making techniques. This is one of my favorites, box cards, because it really looks like a little 3D scene. And I've noticed that, especially for people who are, maybe they're ill and they're in rehab or a nursing home. This is a great way, or even an office. This is a great way to sort of decorate without taking up too much space and being intrusive. I just think having a little box card is so much fun, and it wouldn't somebody enjoy opening that envelope. So there's our envelope again, and we're going to put it in this way. And I'm just realizing I got 2 stars that are gold and 1 that's yellow. Oh, well. And this is going to be a tough fit. Why? Oh, it needs to go down a little bit further. All right. Well, you get the picture. You don't need to know how there we go. Okay. There we go. All right, and there is that free file from our friend SVG Mary at SVG Cuts. I hope you got it, and I hope you have time to put it together. Really cute and very generous. Thank you, Mary. Now for tomorrow, because tomorrow's Wednesday, I wanted to show you what we're gonna do. We're going back to Design Space, and I'm not gonna save this because I already have it saved. And we are gonna go to Images, and we're gonna do Image Sets. And here we're going to type in Rob or Bob. It's up to you. But we're going to type in Rob or Bob. And we are just going to get, these are the Rob and Bob images, right? And under the best of Rob and Bob, you're going to click on there. And we are going to find, there are 4 different cards that we are potentially going to make that you will find here. And they are ornament cards, meaning they have a 3D ornament that once the card is received, you can take off of the card and put it on your Christmas tree. And here is the Santa one. And there's a sloth one, if we can get this to populate. So, oh, there's a llama one. There is one of those little elf on the shelf ones. And where's our sloth? Because I love the sloth. Where's the sloth? There he is. Now, these are all set to cut out as 5x7, and they do also have an envelope. These would be great to send to a kid, or, you know, just somebody that may be miles away and you want to send an ornament. So these 4 are here. You don't have to resize them. And we'll probably put together the Santa Claus one. But look at this. I'm not really keen on elves, but I love this llama one. So that one's really cute. So maybe I'll do that one. And then we got the I don't know. I can never make a decision. It's a pixie. All right, we'll call it a pixie. Oh yes, Cheryl. I remember those big, thick Sears and Roebuck. Remember those? They're not the same. It's not the same. I think Amazon comes out with one and it's maybe like 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's just not the same. I mean, you could buy a whole house from the Sears and Roebuck's catalog. You could buy anything from that catalog. That was amazing. That was like Amazon before Amazon. So these are the ones that we're going to work on. I know for sure I want to make the Santa one because I just think it's so cute. And I have somebody that I can send it to that is in a little more tropical area. But the Llama one is if you have a gift card, this has a gift card attached to the inside. And then again, you've got, you know, these here. So what part of the Santa, the actual Santa riding on the bicycle is the whole thing. And I don't know if I can show you that, but all right, let me just ungroup this and have a look. So you see here the Santa, let's take this away and take this away. This whole thing minus the tree and the sun is the ornament. It's really cute. And there's actually an ornament hole right here at the head of Santa. So, and you'll notice on the card base, there are these little thumb tabs, and that's how you put this on your card. Are they on this big on Hanukkah? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it's really adorable. Santa or sloth, I'll make those. Yeah, these are fun. And it's like a little gift inside of a card. So if you want to send something to somebody and you don't I don't know, you don't want to actually send a package because it's so expensive to send packages. So these are fun to do, and I thought, let's you know, show them off and have you guys have a look at them. And that is going to do it for me today, you guys. I am so glad to be with you here. And thank you for coming, even though it was sort of unannounced in terms of the amount, like the day and time. But we'll see you tomorrow at a regular time of 9 o'clock on Wednesday to do these ornament cards by Rob and Bob. So we are sort of in full swing of Christmas, and I'm trying to get myself back in the groove, but I wanted to do some really fun Christmassy things. We're gonna get to it. Hanukkah as well, and New Year's. So I'm gonna get to it. I keep having to give myself permission, like, okay, you've been sort of out of commission for a few months, so you know, don't go so hard on yourself. But you know, I always do. So anyway, thank you so much for coming today. I thank you. Good to see you. Hi to Loretta, of course, my fearless admin. And there's Erin, there's Ardeen, there's Jamie. I saw Cheryl, Louise. I know Gloria popped in. I know Babs popped in. And just love you all. And thank you so much for spending your time with me this morning. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye.